And we're back, so you know what that means. It's time for our daily devotional together. So the title is A Good Friday Reminder for an Ordinary Day. My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death, he said to them. Stay here and keep watch. Mark 14:34. We all know what it's like to wrestle through those deep disappointments in life that linger on and on. We've all had situations in which we've prayed countless prayers, pleading with God to intervene and make things different. Even Jesus lifted up tear-filled prayers of desperation for God to make things different. Look at the words from this prayer Jesus prayed after he left the Last Supper with his disciples. My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death, he said to them. Stay here and keep watch. Mark 14:34. In Mark 14, Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, feeling the crushing weight of what he knew he must endure. He very much knew what he would soon experience during the crucifixion. Jesus knew that crushing heart feeling. He felt it. He wrestled with it. He carried it. I have found such comfort in remembering the humanity of Jesus in this scene in the Garden of Gethsemane. Yes, Jesus was sinless, but he very much knew the overwhelming blows of being sinned against. Jesus understood betrayal, abuse, and being abandoned by people he should have been able to trust. As you walk into this day, live in courage that you're not walking alone in your pain. You're not walking misunderstood. You're walking with Jesus. He hears you, he sees you, he understands you. A statement to remember as I walk into today. Jesus was sinless, but he very much knew the overwhelming blows of being sinned against. One thing that I just received revelation here on, like literally reading this with you, is that a lot of the times, like, man, how did Jesus do it? How did Jesus do it? He was not so much overwhelmed by the sin of the people. He was not overwhelmed that people sinned against him. He was overwhelmed that he was going to the crucifixion. And so on the other side of that, we have, how do we handle that? How do we handle people sinning against us? Well, just the same way we're sinners, and at times we sin, we can't be surprised that, guess what, other people are sinners. And when you see them in that aspect, you're not surprised, you're not bombarded. Yes, the hurt is still there, but it allows you to show them grace and forgiveness. And remember, just like you, they have a flesh too, so we're not above them and they're not less than us, and we have to see them the way that God sees them, and that they're worth people showing grace to, in the hopes that they may come to the Father as well.